That being the case, I'll open the planning board meeting of September 25th. And the agenda, first and foremost, is to discuss the street acceptance of CRAD Pre-Development LLC, discussion involving Deer Run, Partridge Run, and portions of Hickory Way and Old Farm Way. The reason for this discussion is to observe and look, see where we stand, see what's going on, and make a recommendation for the Board of Selectmen, to the Board of Selectmen, whether we recommend that they bring these forth to town meeting or not. Am I correct on that, Mr. Mullane?
You're correct, Mr. Chairman.
Make your presentation, sir.
I'm Steve Mullane from S.J. Mullane Engineering. I'm here on behalf of the proponent, which is CRAD Pre-Development, the builder of the Pingree Hill, formerly known as Ridgeview Heights subdivision. And we are before you tonight, as you mentioned, for your consideration and recommendation on the acceptance of some additional streets in this project.
Interrupt you 1 second, Mr. Mullane. You're making notes for me? Yes. Okay. Okay, Steve.
Okay. As we were just looking at the plan, the project as a whole has about 3.5 miles of road, quite a bit of which has already been constructed. It's been under construction for about 7 years. And the first streets were brought before the town for street acceptance at the town meeting in 2012. And those are shown in purple. They include coming off the Snake Hill Road, Fox Run Drive, Haymeadow Lane, Quail Run, and a portion of Old Farm Way. What we are here tonight is to present the next section for street acceptance. That includes the remainder of Old Farm Way down to the cul-de-sac, and 2 small cul-de-sacs off of Old Farm Way, Deer Run and Partridge Run, and the portion of Hickory Way that runs from the intersection of Littleton Road and Bennett's Crossing up to Old Farm Way, and about 200 feet beyond that where it ties into the drainage system. As you're looking at this aerial photo, the streets are shown in yellow. Slope easements associated with the streets are shown kind of in an orange color along the side of the road.
Yep.
And green are the drainage easements associated with this phase. The blue are the drainage easements that were associated with the streets that were accepted 2 years ago. As with that street acceptance process, we prepared a set of as-built drawings. You see you have a set there for each of the streets, in which we've identified the locations of all of the improvements. Basically, to give you as an example, along Old Farm Way, we're showing where the locations of the roadway, curbing, all of the utilities, drainage, sewerage, water, and gas. We differentiate the types of curbing because there was vertical granite curbing required along the street roundings, Cape Cod berm along the straightaways on the roadways. We also show you locations of the underground cable, telephone, and electric services, and any of the service boxes associated with those, locations of fire hydrants and water valves. In a profile view, we show you the elevations for all the underground drainage and sewer services. So this is similar for each street for which acceptance is sought. This is the remainder of Old Farm Way on sheet 2. Here we also show the stormwater basin that receives the runoff from the drainage system in the road, and we provide the volume that was constructed with each basin in this area. And likewise, for Deer Run on sheet 3, again, a plan view, a profile view, information about the 2 stormwater basins in that portion of the project, and the stormwater basin just to the northwest of the roadway, which is on parcel C. We also happen to show you the locations of the houses that have been constructed along all the lots, and we identify all of the lot owners that are abutting the roadways to be accepted. This, on sheet 4, is Partridge Run, similar situation with a stormwater basin off the end of the roadway going down towards Littleton Road. And then the final sheet shows the portion of Hickory Way starting at Littleton Road and extending a couple hundred feet beyond the intersection of Old Farm Way.
And the reason again, Steve, we're going 200 feet past the intersection of Old Farm?
To tie into the
Is to
access
tie
to the
into-
drainage easement,
Okay.
which has the stormwater basin receiving the runoff from this intersection
Okay.
area of the
Okay.
roadway.
And all of the drainage parks have been signed off by the superintendent?
As far as I know, I haven't received any direct communication from the superintendent. He has appeared before the Board of Selectmen at the last meeting, or I'm sorry, the September 2nd meeting, and he was also at, I believe, the July 16th meeting, in which he said that his budget for the winter plowing season anticipates the acceptance of these streets at town meeting. He was having his foreman do their final review and checks on everything. They've been inspecting all along during the construction, and the town has also used the services of Boyle and Tanner Engineering Company out of Manchester, New Hampshire, to do some of the inspection work as things went along. As with any street construction, usually there are some field adjustments that are made based on site-specific circumstances. And as we did with the first set of streets that we submitted for acceptance, we've submitted to you a letter that identifies what those adjustments were. And in general, they speak of things such as a water main being shifted to maintain proper separation away from a sewer manhole or a sewer line. Introduction of gas service, which was not part of the original proposal.
I was going to say, the original, Steve, we didn't have any gas
We
lines
didn't
going
have
in
gas
there, right?
at that time. There were a couple of places where there were concrete bounds that are required to be set along the roadway at the curves of the road or at the intersections and along curves within the roadway. There are a few locations where those bounds would fall right in the middle of an individual driveway. So in those locations, typically a railroad spike is placed instead.
Yeah, I've been reading through this earlier. I saw there's 2 or 3 locations that's what
It's generally those kinds of things.
that's what was done.
This particular section of the project required, this particular portion of the project required the installation of a street light at the intersection of Old Farm Way and Hickory Way, and also a street light at the intersection of Hickory Way and Littleton Road. Those have not been installed. However, well, actually, I should correct myself. There is a street light already existing on a utility pole at the intersection of Hickory and Littleton Road, so it would be duplicative to place another one there. In terms of the intersection of Old Farm and Hickory, the wiring has been put in place, the concrete base has been put in place with the light, but the problem that the developer is having is with National Grid. They say that they will only sell the street light to the town, which Rick Roper...
I disagree.
Rick Roper has been working with Mark Wetzel, the superintendent, to try to resolve this situation.
On that point, to interrupt you, I'll disagree.
Yeah.
Because on the street that I've moved to, Easy Street, we have 2 street lights, and those street lights are being paid for by the homeowners association of that street. So National Grid is...
Well, and to your point, this also contrasts with what Rick Roper experienced when he constructed Snake Hill Road,
Yes.
because the streetlight was allowed to be installed, and they sold him directly the streetlight that he put in at that
Yes.
intersection. So
Yeah.
there's been a changing cast of characters at National Grid, so he's just trying to cut through the red tape to get the pole up. But
I think
it's in the
what-
works.
I think what we had was we had Mass Electric, which is now National Grid, which is a British company, so...
Yeah.
Anyway,
So the entire subdivision now has gas lines to it?
Yes, it does. And in
And
some cases, the stormwater basins...
did you get a copy of the letter from Superintendent Wenzel?
No, I have not.
You have not?
I have not.
Okay. Now, in this letter that he gave to the selectmen, Stephen, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to read it over, if you don't mind. He does mention the street light.
Rick Roper's packets.
Yeah, take Rick Roper's and open it up. There you go. Thank you, Jim. He does mention that street light at Hickory Way and Old Farm. So, there's a letter in there.
Like 7-item punch list.
Hot off the press.
Last 2 pages.
Yeah, 2-page letter. It's pretty much a punch list, standard punch list I'd expect to see from him. It's already get some of the things you've already mentioned, but once you take a couple seconds to read it over.
So I haven't had the opportunity really to meet with the new superintendent. But have you guys accepted the other roads subject to his final approval? Or?
The last time around,
Yeah.
that's what they did.
Okay.
I wasn't here at that time. I wasn't on the planning board at that time, I don't think. But, or was I?
That was just as Superintendent Nason was leaving,
Leaving and
and just before Superintendent Wetzel.
yeah. But that's what they did before. They had the same thing.
So do
They
we
had
make
this.
our approval
Yeah.
contingent on his approval, or
Pardon?
do we make our approval, if that's what we vote, contingent on his approval?
Our approval, if we approve it tonight to go forth to the selectmen, it's with the recommendation that the attached letter to the selectmen is performed.
Okay.
And those inspections and et cetera that Mark is calling out in his letter are done prior to going to town meeting floor.
Yeah. My only concern was that he doesn't really come right out and recommend the acceptance yet. He makes his own
No,
statement that
yeah, no, he
has a few remaining.
He does that, he does that basically at town meeting floor.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big subdivision.
And just going through some of his comments, like the cleaning of the catch basin, sweeping of the road, that's traditional. It has to be
Yep,
done
yep.
immediately prior to acceptance. And I think looking at his last comment, record drawings of missing inverts. I think he's just looking in the wrong spot. The inverts that he's looking for are actually in the profile view of the drawing. So I'll contact him and just point out to him when he's looking for information.
And that's on number 7?
In some cases, most items are listed in the profile, but the stormwater basins themselves has information listed, in some cases, right on the plan view. I'll flag that out.
Okay, so number 3, that's got to be worked out with National Grid.
Right.
Okay.
So we got the stub ticket sticking up, but we can't attach the pole,
Exactly.
basically. Okay.
But we do have the stop signs up in all 4 corners of the
Yep.
intersection.
Oh, yeah, I saw those the other day.
At least there's that safety factor
Yep.
there.
So in number 4, the puddling, the intersection of Partridge and Old Farm.
Right here.
Yeah, that is one thing that he will, Mark will make sure, actually his foreman, highway superintendent, highway foreman, Jasperson, I guess it is, would verify that is taken and accomplished.
And actually, the next phase of the project is scheduled to have paving done tomorrow. They may have started it today, actually. It's the Holly Ridge Road, which is going to extend from here back to Haymeadow and then down to here. You can't see from this picture, but that's been under construction all summer. And
That's the one they've been cutting in this summer and
Right.
so forth, yeah,
and
okay.
Powell is here
Okay.
to pave it. So while they're on site, they'll be in a position to with their
Slide that over, piece of can.
paving materials, they'll be in a position to repair the divots and to correct the crown at that intersection.
That Holly Ridge is the old cart path that used to run through there. I thought so.
And number 6.
Number 6, the Conservation Commission dictates when we can remove the silt fence, so we have to wait for them.
Okay.
Yep.
And their conservation orders and certificate of compliance would still be in effect regardless, even
Right.
after?
Even after.
Okay.
And in some cases, the Conservation Commission still has orders and conditions that they're implementing on individual lots. We went to the Conservation Commission for orders and conditions for each phase of the project, and then individual lots that had work within 100 feet of wetlands also have orders. So in some cases, these hay bales from silt fence will have to stay up if, for example, the lawn isn't fully established
Yep.
on the individual lot that happens to be next to one of these stormwater basins.
what we hope is that by 2016, they'll all be removed. I believe that's what the completion date is supposed to be for this project.
It's been a
Yeah.
long road, pardon the pun.
And so do you know which property bounds are missing?
I don't know which one he's referring to here. I don't believe that they're missing. They may have just been
Buried?
over. Because we've identified on the plan all of those that were installed. So I'll have to check with him to see what he's referring to.
But you think those could be addressed before?
Oh,
town
yes,
meeting?
yeah.
Just hesitating a minute and let people catch up with what I read earlier today. They just now got their packets, Steve. Is your proponent planning to stop by this evening, I hope?
I hope so. I have not heard from him today.
Okay.
I tried contacting him and I did not hear back.
So the superintendent's also calling out for some repairs to the curbing.
Right, we need to find out from him exactly where he's talking about.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
Rick's not opposed to, doing any of those.
I digress for a second to another situation while they're reading. I noticed when I pulled into Easy Street, there was no granite curbing at the end of Easy Street. And I asked the developer, how do you get away with that? Because the town bylaw calls for granite. And he reminded me the way he got away with it was the fact that former DPW Superintendent Madigan did not want granite. So that's how he got away with it. And he didn't get away with it, he followed instructions. But I just, after coming through Pingree Hill and seeing the granite, and then I go to pull into Easy Street, and I said, where's the granite? So I asked the developer, and he said, your superintendent told me he didn't want it. So, okay, there's enough, simple enough answer.
He requested the waiver at the time and the planning board granted the waiver.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there a sidewalk plan at one time too, to go up that road?
There is a sidewalk on Easy Street.
No, I meant going up that side of the,
Of Sandy Pond Road?
yeah, not on the side of the pond. I thought there was a sidewalk plan.
I brought that out when Easy Street was approved. Your point is well taken. I brought that up to Mr. Kennard and said I would like to see a sidewalk put in there because of the condominiums and also with development going on, i.e. Easy Street. People are going to want to go to the beach. What Mr. Kennard did was he made a financial submittal to the town of Ayer for the
Reimbursement.
DPW to basically do what they wanted because, whether they wanted to put a sidewalk in or not, there's other extenuating circumstances which partly prohibit a sidewalk going in.
Oh, okay.
And, it was if, do what you want to do, guys, here's your money. That's what he did. Because your point was well taken, and it's, I was the one that I had told Mr. Kennard and told Roger that I would like to see it because of the condominiums
Right.
and the beach.
Yep.
And as it is now, you see it when you drive by there in the summertime. There's
They're walking
parking
along
on both sides of the street, and you can't hardly make it through there sometimes. Anyway, questions as you're reading along, folks?
The only thing I noticed was that Mark Wetzel noted in section 1 there was the complete stormwater basin. Is that in the maintenance plan? I mean, I know that's going to be written to DPW, but is that just for this section here, or is for the whole?
I'm not sure exactly what he's looking
Yeah.
for here.
I mean,
Because under the subdivision approval for this project, the catch basins, manholes in the roadway, the town will take responsibility for, but the homeowners association is responsible for all the stormwater basins off the road. And that association has been formed. Rick Roper has had his sons the last couple of years maintaining the basins, knocking down the weeds, cleaning out the sediment. So it may be that he's looking for a report on
Yeah, it's just-
work that's been done.
because it looks like they're done.
Yeah, they're physically built. Yeah, I think he's looking for the maintenance report.
Yeah, that was the only one. Just D, I was confused on that one, but everything else seems to be like it's taken care of.
I think on that, that's something that Mark is going to have to coordinate with rec. Because as you say, that is a homeowner association responsibility
Rick
up there.
Roper, Duke Pointer, Robert Pomprian, and Mark Wetzel and I met a couple of weeks ago to discuss this project in general,
Yeah.
not just the street acceptance, but just the ongoing project. And one of the things that Superintendent Wetzel said was that he wants to get away from having all of these various subdivisions around town have homeowners associations have to be responsible for the maintenance because it's an oversight burden for his department. What he'd rather have is a fund be set up that each of these homeowners associations would have to contribute to, and then the town would use the money from that fund to be responsible for the maintenance. That way he would ensure that the work was getting done properly.
That makes sense.
So he's talking about setting up some kind of a stormwater utility. I'm not sure how far along he is with it. That's ultimately where he's going with it.
Any other questions?
No, it's actually
Any other questions, Ms. Givens?
No?
All right. That being the case, I would accept a motion.
We have the letter that's basically the letter the board sent on the first acceptance, just substituting
the street
the new
names.
street names and the new chairman's name.
Carly gave me this photo, but she said these are the originals, so I'm looking and looking and looking, and I think she put a letter in here for me. I have to sign, we'll see. Shooting from the hip on half of this stuff, so be patient and pardon me for not being fully prepared.
So you're saying this would be the proposed motion here, pretty much?
Right.
Okay.
That's the other thing. I thought she had told me she put something like that in here, Steve.
I had emailed it to Carly with the rest of the package.
Oh, yeah. She put something like that in here, but I'm not going to submit that to the Board of Selectmen.
No, that's why I had brought you a food on.
Jennifer, I'm not going to submit that to the Board of Selectmen.
No.
Draft. Okay, you do have an original.
But knowing you don't have administrative support, that's why I brought you a clean one.
Okay, very good. As I said before I digress there, folks, I will entertain a motion that we, get that letter, I want you got it.
Get this one, Jim. With a big draft in the middle of it.
Okay.
So you-
Motion to make a determination whether we want to recommend to the Board of Selectmen that they
I don't,
bring to town meeting the acceptance of Deer Run, Partridge Run, Hickory Way, and Littleton Road to 225 feet of Hickory Way beyond, 225 feet beyond Old Farm Way to the town meeting. I already said the town meeting. You were saying,
are we
Jen?
gonna make it contingent upon this, or we don't have to
What's
do
that?
Are we gonna make it contingent upon this, or we don't have to?
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching his pen.
My shorthand is not as good.
I guess I'm just a little rusty. I mean, is it a two-prong approach
But
to
make-
town meeting?
You got the
Does it-
motion
Yeah.
to present
Has to
this,
happen next, actually.
to accept the streets to be presented
Selectmen are going to be
to the
holding a
selectmen.
To the selectmen.
For town meeting.
7th.
To recommend to the selectmen that they present it to town meeting, and you can put contingent.
Okay.
Then they had to come, then they had to
Recommend
turn and make a
to
referral to the planning board for this
selectmen.
meeting tonight.
Okay.
planning board refers it back to the selectmen holds
Contingent
their
upon the
meeting
reference.
on the
Recommend to
Recommendation.
selectmen
They vote definitively
For
that
town
night whether
meeting.
or not they're going to recommend acceptance of the ways. Then
Contingent,
the town meeting is on October 27th.
Okay.
When it would be heard.
contingent
And these issues were more appropriate for the
upon
selectmen to address.
recommend.
performance of
Right.
inspections and recommendations.
Required a report from the planning board as well as the superintendent.
No, it's not like a zoning article change where you need to have the planning board report. This is the
Oh,
only report.
Superintendent
that has to be from the
Wenzel's
selectmen. And
Okay.
the selectmen have to take the
Letter.
vote, make the recommendation to town meeting. The selectmen's meeting also
Dated.
requires a certified mail notice of the hearing to all of the
September
landowners that are abutting these
24th.
roads.
For the-
So
yeah.
today we mailed out
2014.
34 certified notices informing them of the selectmen's hearing, and then that'll also appear in tomorrow's edition of the Public Spirit as a legal notice.
Okay, I'm good, I'm sorry.
September,
Yeah, that was the reason for us to, I guess, somebody miscalculated some dates. And if we did not meet this evening, it would not be in a timely fashion for them to bring it forth to the special town meeting in the fall.
Yeah, the state statute sets out very particular timeframes from when the time the selectmen receive it, refer to the planning board refers back to selectmen. Selectmen then have to turn around and put the plans for the town clerk so many days prior to town meeting, and then so many days after town meeting, the actual transfer, the deed has to be transferred from the developer to the town.
All right.
If that doesn't get done, then it'll start to over.
yeah,
Okay.
wording's a lot, but it's right. Good.
Okay? Flow's decent?
No.
Sounds like my first grade education.
So,
Needs a little cleanup.
yeah, it does need a little
All
bit.
right, I
Made a
can-
motion for a street acceptance of proposed streets presented by Crabtree Development for recommendation to the selectmen for town meeting contingent upon the inspection and recommendation of Superintendent Wetzel's letter dated
9/24.
9/24/2014. That's what I got.
Okay.
And you made the motion.
I don't make the motion. One of you two has to make the motion.
So moved.
Jennifer moves. You have to second it.
I second.
I can't make the motion or second it as chair.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Okay.
I'm going to steal this letter out of Rick's packet since he's not here tonight, so I can call the superintendent tomorrow if he's looking for it.
For my notes, I just want to make sure I got this right. You can't make that motion that you just had me write.
Chairman does not make motions.
Okay.
It's
I
just,
copied your words. Jen, you made the
I
motion.
made the motion.
Jen made the motion. You want to read the motion?
No, it's fine, I mean,
Yeah, okay.
you entertained the motion, he read it, and I
just
got
gotta-
it.
I entertain a motion
No.
that we do such.
Just crossing out made motion.
Okay.
I don't know if you need me here to answer any questions on the bond. Okay, I'll stick around for that too.
I went through the bond earlier today. It's pretty much boilerplate, cut and dried. I think I'd leave it and let Jennifer and Kyle read it over unless they're comfortable with it the way it is.
I don't,
I do have a question for you, Steve.
okay, here.
Kyle gave me these prints. I don't know why she gave me these prints. I don't need them,
Well, it's the planning board set.
okay? Oh, they're gonna go back onto her desk, put wherever she puts them,
We don't sign.
okay? I thought that was why she gave them to me, was
No, they don't have to be
was to
signed.
sign, but they don't have to be signed. There's no signature blocks. And I even bought a special scripto pen so I could sign them, thinking we had a Mylar.
Me too, I thought we were going to sign it.
Bring that next time you come.
Give it to Carly, she's just gonna need it.
Okay. I'll give it to Carly. No, that's why when she gave me these, maybe it was just to look them over, which, you know, we had the mini size in there.
I think she wanted the planning board to have its own set because the DPW has.
Probably
their
it, but the thing of it is, they're gonna go back to her because she's gonna have to file them somewhere. I don't know who's doing what down there, but they are what they are, what they are.
Can you just walk me through the bond so I understand
Sure.
what it's covering?
Going back to the picture, I don't have the full plan of that section of the project, but I'll walk you through it. This is referring to what's called Phase 5, which is the section of Hay Meadow Road that comes down here. and
Yep.
then Holly Ridge Road, which comes back across to Old Farm Way. And there's also a cul-de-sac off of it over here called Apple Blossom Drive.
Yeah.
And there are approximately 30 or so house lots in this particular phase of the project. Each of the phases has about 30 to 35 house lots in it. So what this is saying in general is that the roadway has been built up to the paving, the point of paving. The utilities are in. It's sufficient for this phase of the project to convert from a covenant, which is in place right now, to a bond. Under the covenant, in terms of the covenant, the planning board and the developer agree that no houses will be built until the roadway is built sufficiently to the town's satisfaction to
Yep.
allow access in and out of the house lots.
Correct.
So now that the developer has built this to that stage and has presented it to the DPW and they've been inspecting, he's now come before the planning board to say, I'd like to convert from a covenant to a bond. And the DPW superintendent determined what the dollar amount was going to be. Those are the exhibits that are attached at the end.
Yeah.
What the bond is indicating is, okay, the road has been brought up to the binder course of pavement, but the finished course of pavement isn't there, and the bounds aren't in yet. There are the dress-up features of the road aren't completed yet, and there'll be a cost associated with that. By placing a bond, the developer is saying to the town, if I go belly up while I'm building these houses, the town can go to my bank and can call this bond, and the town can go and build out the rest of it. I think it's in very tiny print, but the Exhibit A lists of what the various aspects are.
We're establishing a bond now, where a few months back we released one of the bonds for
Right.
one of the other phases.
On another phase in the other portion, right?
Exactly,
Correct.
exactly.
In Exhibit A, that's from the superintendent?
Yes. I believe he had Hoyle and Tanner, who's been doing the inspection, determine what was done and what hadn't been completed.
Digress a moment again, Steve. What is, this is called Phase 5. What is this section going up the other loop by the water
That's called
tank?
Phase 4.
That is Phase 4.
Yeah. They're,
Okay, I know we swapped phases around because it just made sense to
Yeah.
do this one instead of that one.
and actually, we'll be coming back to, I'm glad you brought that up. That's the loop road that'll be coming up here. We'll be coming back to the planning board for a modification for that section of the project, because from the time that was first designed 15 years ago to now, the wetlands have changed in that area, and some of the rules with respect to stormwater management have changed. DEP introduced new rules in 2008. EPA introduced new rules in 2012. So the configuration of the roadway doesn't work very well anymore with respect to the wetland and stormwater requirements. So we'll be coming in later this fall, probably, with a modification to adjust the location of the road to get away from the wetland areas, give us a little more breathing space with the stormwater basins between the roadway and the wetlands.
Okay.
How many phases are there?
5 total. There are about 168 house lots right now, and I believe 88 have been sold. So we're over the halfway mark.
Yep.
And when you go for that modification, you're going to go before the conservation first?
We'll probably go before both your board and conservation around the same time. We actually just made a filing with the Conservation Commission of the wetland line, because we want to have them agree to exactly where the wetland line is today before we do the design, to make, just to make sure
Yep.
there aren't any questions with that.
Stands to reason.
The wetland delineation, will that be like an overlay on the subdivision?
Yes.
You comfortable with that, Jennifer?
Yeah.
It's boiler.
I'm happy with
It's
what
boilerplate.
came from Superintendent, I'm
Yeah.
fine. Yep.
With boilerplate, Wenzel's got his numbers there, so, you know, it came from him.
In the, that's.
That's the amount it's listed on
That's what I thought,
third
okay.
page.
In that,
Excuse me.
in that, it's his writing, that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't prepare the numbers.
And the last 2 pages of this don't even matter until phase 5 is done. That's the
So
release.
the release, right?
Right. I was gonna say, they did a comparison with the
Yeah,
unit
no,
tonight.
these are, Carly gave me this folder and said, these are the originals, don't mess them up. I said, okay, kid.
Although your signatures would be needed on
Yeah,
this page.
we have it here.
Yeah, exactly that one.
Yeah.
Accepting the one.
We had signatures on this page. What I was referring to, Steve, was the last 2 pages
Oh, yeah.
are the release.
That'll be next year sometime.
You're not getting a signature on that
Year
until
after.
somebody tells me to. If I'm even here when that's signed. I don't know if I will be. He's waiting a mile a minute over there.
Fantasy football. My eyes are good, but they're not that good.
You don't mind.
Okay. Where are you at there, young man?
I'm all set.
For? Next point of business?
To, I believe we need to make a motion to accept the bond establishment set by Mark.
That's the next thing we're going to discuss is the bond establishment, again, for the same proponent. Phase 5 of Pingree Hill. We have the agreement and contract between the Town of Ayer Planning Board, Enterprise Bank and Trust, and Ridgeview Realty Trust. You can just copy those 3 right off of there. It's a tri-party agreement. Sure, Carly will send you copies of the signed document, Steve. We can't get in anywhere to make copies.
Is town meeting, special town meeting going to include a line item to try to give a budget to the planning board again?
You're getting ahead of me there, Mr. Mulaney. You might notice on our agenda, it says new business. And that is a point that I will bring up as new business.
This is an ESP.
to-
My notes aren't really as good as Sue Sullivan's. I'm trying.
We have the video backup, so we're all set.
Okay.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the planning board to accept and sign the tri-party agreement between Town of Ayer Planning Board, Enterprise Bank and Trust, and Ridgeview Realty Trust.
Okay.
Move, you second?
That was easy.
You second, okay.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you once again. And we appreciate you scheduling a meeting off the usual meeting night to accommodate us.
Well, what we did, Steve, is we knocked out a meeting because we were supposed to meet the 2nd. And Carly said, when we discussed having to get together on the street acceptance, she said, Jimmy, I'm going to move the bond issue up. You guys can clean them both up tomorrow night, and then or Thursday night, and then, you know.
Is he the clerk? Should he be second? Is he the clerk of the board? Is he supposed to be second?
It doesn't matter.
I'll sign him here.
Then- Yeah, okay, skip a line. Donald Littleton must buy cheap pens.
I need to start learning how to write
No, that's not it.
my right hand now.
You got it?
Okay. Right.
In the middle there? Okay. That's this document. Those pages go with this document. This letter I have to sign, which I might as well do it right now. And that's that. And with that, Mr. Mulaney, I believe we're all set.
Thank you again for your time this evening.
And we'll see you next time around, my friend.
You'll see me later this fall. No question.
Okay.
Take care, Steve. Have a good one.
Okay, as I mentioned while Mr. Mulaney was here, which is gone, and now we do have on the agenda new business. Kyle, do you have any new business to bring before the board? No. Jennifer,
I do.
what you got?
The only thing I was thinking is maybe over the winter, we could maybe take a look at the proposed zoning bylaws that were drafted in 2011.
Time out, Jennifer. Time out, Jennifer. Wait for our board member to get here.
I was on the Mass Pike. I was
Oh, if you were on the Mass Pike,
sat
okay.
there for an hour and a half.
I will accept that. I will accept that as a justification for being
Goes down
late.
east and west.
Westbound, yeah.
Yeah.
Just got here.
Accident one way, and the other way's got to slow down and look at it.
No, they stopped both ways.
They stopped it both ways now?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Anyway, you had recused yourself, which you could just now
had to
join
anyway.
us. So you timed that arrival perfectly. The business for your subdivision has been accomplished and taken care of by your engineer over there.
Welcome Jennifer aboard.
I just hit the, no, pardon me, welcome to the board. I just hit the new business section of our agenda for this evening. Kyle did not have anything to bring up. Ms. Gibbons was just starting to speak as I asked her to wait a moment.
So I was interested in resurrecting the proposed zoning bylaws that we worked on in 2011 through grant funding with Judy. I think
Did you
it was
work on them?
Judy Barrett.
I work on it
Were you on the board at the time on
for a
that?
year and a half.
Okay, that's what I thought you were.
Yeah, and then I got shot down.
Let me,
I think it's because
All that work.
yeah, exactly, and I think a lot of it had to do with our public forums. We just didn't. We couldn't pull a forum as a board.
I'm going to say, let me say this about that, because that's a frustration point for me.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't in on this last go-on that you folks handled, I was in on the one before with the professor from UMass, which I believe you were here when that was
Yeah.
going on. And we went through it and went through it and through it. We put a lot of people hours into it. I didn't say man hours.
No.
We put a lot of time into it by many people. And regrettably, the night they brought it to town meeting floor, it was it was former Selectman Fay was on the planning board at the time. I had a meeting with the American Legion. I was not able to go. All I know is I walked in the door, and this young lady came out red-faced, as could be, as they voted it down or whatever it was. And I said, all that work down the tube, all that money out the door.
I know.
Okay? And now, we're looking at, you folks went through the same thing, all that time out the window, all that money out the door. So, to bring it up again, I've got to say, yeah, let's do it, but please, I praise to God
No money.
that we have a
You know what?
different result.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We went through all the consultants and all the, over and over and over again. We argued about all the fine points, and we got something everybody could live with.
Yeah.
And
And there was a
I
side-by-side
think we can go
comparison.
right in with the one we had. It just needs,
I think-
we needed,
A refresher.
and a informed civic.
I think Jennifer's point, that I cut her off, is just that we're gonna have to schedule a meeting,
Oh, yeah.
and make
Yeah.
tell people, look, because that bothered me when Jeremy Callahan got up, and he made an excellent presentation,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden this one woman comes up and says, "Why'd you spring it on us at the last minute?"
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there saying, I wasn't on the board, but I know there was meeting after meeting after meeting. And so, anyway, yes, we'll get to it this fall,
Love
okay?
it. Love it.
Again,
I think that there may be some money left over too, possibly, to have the consultant come back in. It may not be much, but it may be enough to get them on town meeting floor. with us.
I mean,
Well-
just a case of informed citizenry, okay? Because I see it happen time and time again. All boards spend all kinds of hours and their time, trying to do something good for the town, and then you bring it to the town meeting,
Right.
and these people act like it's the first time they've ever heard of it, and what are you doing, and
Yeah.
I hate to speak out of turn, Rick, but a lot of people give me a lot of flack about Pingree Hill, which I'm sure you have gotten yourself. However, those same people that are giving me the flack are the same people that shot us down in whatever year it was, okay? And if those people had read what we wanted to put forth, I'm sorry to say it this way, but half of what you're building wouldn't be there. Because we wanted to increase the size of the lots, all this and everything, which is what they said they wanted. And we gave it to them, and they said, no. Anyway, you just mentioned Ms. Sullivan, money from Ms. Sullivan, is that what you said?
No,
The
Barrett.
money left over from before?
Barrett, Judy Barrett.
Okay,
It was,
all right.
it was paid out of a special grant.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll cross those bridges. Yeah. That it? Is that it for new business, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a point of new business, and I'm going to ask the board, and that's whether we want to see if we can put an article on the fall town meeting to have the budgets for the planning board and the zoning board reinstituted back into the town warrant or whatever they call it. I thought that I could get it accomplished by drawing up a warrant article and getting 10 signatures, which I could do if it was the spring town meeting. But because it's the fall town meeting, it requires 100 signatures to get onto the warrant. And before I even said, well, I'm going to try to get 100, I need the input from you people.
aren't the selectmen,
Well, selectmen have not indicated they're doing a thing. I have seen in the papers that FinCom was talking about coming up with maybe $1,500 stipends for each of the boards, which basically is to cover, I'm going to say, to cover paper from the selectmen and all that and everything else. And the young lady in the selectman's office is spending all kinds of time on both boards,
and a lot of things are falling through the cracks.
you know, so.
Can I just take a poll? Does everybody agree that we need a secretary for
Absolutely.
the functioning of the
I,
planning
I
board?
do think that we do need some money for administrative, but I think what we need is to have a professional staffing plan, maybe an agreement,
Yeah.
put down between zoning board, planning board, and board of selectmen. So,
Well, we need someone.
yeah, right now we do have administrative support, and it is obviously through the selectman's office. Ideally, that's not the way to go. I just think that we can't go to town meeting without a staffing plan, and
Well, a case in point.
And
was
I
that
wouldn't wanna
the
recommend an
guy
article
at
without
the
it.
railroad spur, he didn't know what to do with his papers. He was supposed to go to the planning board and stamp it, received, and then brought down to us in a packet. And the railroad guy.
Yeah.
They lost the paperwork. No, I mean, was he supposed to know he had to go to the selectman's office, secretary? Because we had none? So, I mean, that fell through the cracks, because we didn't have a planning board secretary.
Well,
I mean, this is going to continue to happen. We do need support.
back to my question is, do we even try to get the 100 signatures? If we wanted 100 signatures, we've got to work like crazy because we've got to get it into the town clerk by October 3rd. But we know, and we're not speaking out of turn, we know we're banging our head right up against the mule. I mean, is it a waste of time? You can't. I'm glad you looked, because you are being taped, and that's the reason I'm not worried. And I'm saying what I'm saying.
My attitude is this.
there's-
I don't think we can function efficiently and
we try-
properly or legally without support, a secretary of some sort. And in the wisdom of the town meeting, they decided that we didn't need one. So, in the words of L.L. Milken, you get the
Well, we can
government you
say-
deserve.
we can say this at town meeting.
You deserve it good and hard.
Yeah, we can say this.
So.
We can say this about town meeting. A lady stood up at town meeting and says, oh, we got all kinds of support, and all kinds of people that'll help you, and nobody has stepped forth yet. So, I mean, the question is, do I try to get 100 signatures to get funding, or just let it go by the boards.
No, let the selectmen they run the town,
Okay,
okay? It's up to them.
okay.
I think, I may be wrong, but
Well, I think what we can do in the meantime, though, is maybe work and develop a professional staffing plan. I think that's the way we're going to get town meeting support.
what's that mean? Staffing plan.
Staffing plan, meaning what needs do we need? You can't just, well, I mean, you just can't go to town meeting and say we need a figure based on what?
Oh, yeah.
What is it, what is the townspeople are going to say, what are we paying for? So I think the staffing plan, I'm all
Yeah.
for getting support,
Okay.
obviously. I just think, and I think the selectmen are too, I think we just need to develop a staffing plan.
What it is we go to town meeting and ask for 50% of what was on the Springtown meeting, because basically you're halfway through the year.
Okay, so should we appoint somebody to shepherd that?
I have no problem.
I think you could do that very
Yeah, but I
well.
wouldn't want to present anything to the selectmen without discussion happening here.
Oh, yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
but I mean,
and then
you-
bringing
you'll
the
have to
zoning
help us.
board into the loop, and then obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll help us
See,
do it.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure we
think-
can do it.
I think if
And
we
then
tried
there's
to-
always a reserve fund transfer at some point.
I think if we tried to bring the zoning board in to the conversation,
Yeah.
which I agree, I have to bring it in, or we would have to bring in the zoning board, but I think we know right up front, the zoning board chairman's going to say no.
Who's the chairman now?
Jeremy Callahan,
For the zoning board.
for the zoning board, he's
Is he on
chairman.
this board too?
He's,
Where is he?
he's on this board and he's there. Well, I was on both boards until I resigned at town meeting to get off the zoning after they did what they did, so I mean, you know.
Probably the
I
secretary.
remember years ago,
I think so.
I remember years ago, Mr. Mulaney complaining about a young lady that was on both
Okay, so when
boards.
you take a vote, I agree with you 100%. Let's resurrect the zoning
A professional staffing plan.
and that.
Yeah.
It's two things.
Resurrect, yeah.
Well, the zoning. I mean, that was a good zoning.
It really was, you know, and I know a lot of people would like to see us save some open space, you know, and I think these modernized conservation bylaws that are in here can do that without costing the taxpayers anything.
Yeah, and you do that by shrinking the lots. You know?
Yeah.
Even Jeremy agreed with that.
And we did have zoning board's full support behind it back when, so it shouldn't be too
No,
hard to get them back.
I don't think we need to bring in the consultants and all that stuff to redo it, because it took months and months, well, a year and a half,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel you take,
Always on the agenda.
you take the same packet that was brought into the town meeting before, which was tabled. It wasn't voted on, it was tabled.
Okay.
So that same packet is still valid.
When you say tabled, what was it? Was it tabled like indefinitely, or
It
that
was-
might be?
It was tabled to a time certain, meaning sometime in the future.
Okay.
The only thing is, if you vote on it, then it's 2 years before you can bring it
Exactly,
back.
that's what I was thinking, if it was
But I
tabled.
remember when the lady got up and they double checked with the town clerk, but I'm pretty sure that what went on that night was they agreed. They said they're going to table it at this time.
I think it's they're
Okay.
probably done.
And I'll double check with town clerk, because it's in the minutes. It's got to be in the minutes.
I'd just like to bring up that poor guy that brought that railroad spur from Cantagna, olive oil place.
I got a thing from Carly asking me what I had, and I said, I've got
I found
nothing.
the envelope, I found my packet.
Okay.
90% Calvin was 2 projects, and the plan, I found the big plan,
Okay.
but there was no paperwork. And you can't blame the guy for not knowing what to do, because there was no secretary or any place to
Yep,
present
yep,
it and
yep.
record the receiving of it. So.
We could probably still meet next Thursday, right? Isn't that our, next
Probably
Thursday
gonna-
would have
yeah,
been
he's
our
probably
normal?
gonna redo his paperwork or something. I don't know where it went.
Oh, it's lost.
Yeah, well, I guess he brought it into us, and we didn't know we were supposed to, like, husband it and do
Only
something.
thing I could say is if it gets put in the drawers upstairs in the planning board office, I haven't been up there since the administrative assistant left.
It's a case in point. See, there's nobody
How long ago did he bring it in here?
to, the
For
4th or 5th, or 7th.
September?
It was,
No,
August.
I think it was
5th or 7th.
August 7th was our meeting.
Yes. And I remember having a packet in front of me, and I remember opening it and looking at it and asking them questions about it, but the actual legal paperwork that he has to file and get the clock started.
It was August 7th,
That was the last.
and we didn't even have an administrative assistant here at that
No,
time.
I know that, that's why the poor guy brought it in.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was walking into.
I don't.
Should have been given to a secretary.
Yeah.
Was it that meeting?
Recorded.
I don't think it was that meeting.
It
But you're
was.
probably saying it was something.
It was.
Well, we could go to APAC and see what's on video.
Because I have Carly and Jeremy emailing me all day, asking where it is, I saw you on the video, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
And so I went and I found a packet,
Okay.
and I had all the paperwork and filing motions and everything from Calvin's two projects in that packet. This was the same night, and...
It was August
that-
7th?
In that big plan of his railroad spur. And I remember talking about it, but I didn't see any legal paperwork, duly recorded, stamped, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was just a quick conversation, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah,
I
because
thought so, too.
I remember after the Riley Jane, all that area that was dominated the meeting that night was the Jarvis Ford subdivision, dividing up the lot with the gas station.
Yeah,
in.
Jarvis Ford come in after
Yeah.
the two more projects.
And then there was Mr. Madigan
Which-
right at the beginning. That's it.
Zoning is talking about that gas station next week. Yeah, October 8th. Zoning is talking about that gas
So Jen,
station.
you're gonna kind of work on
A staffing plan?
Yeah.
I can look to see what other towns have.
our size.
What is our population up to now? Is it 8,000?
Well, I brought
9,000.
7,000. No, I don't think it's about 8,000. Huh?
Okay, so where do we stand on trying to get on the town meeting warrant? Forget it?
No, Jen's gonna,
Oh, Jen's you're gonna get 100 signatures.
Oh, no. What I'm going
she's
to
gonna
do
do a
is,
plan first.
I'm going to put together a staffing plan.
So we're not, the bottom line is we're not gonna try to get on the
No,
12 town
Let
meeting.
her do what she's gotta do, is we have to present something that makes sense.
Yeah,
We can't just go in willy-nilly and say, yeah, we want 20 grand
right.
a year or something.
Well, we don't have to, we just tell them we want the same budget that we had for years.
Well, Jen will do a plan, and she's very familiar with our needs. I'm glad that she'll volunteer to do that.
Yeah, I will. No problem.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I second.
I didn't make a motion. I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I always do that.
She made the motion, he
I second.
seconded it.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, when you came up, was there a meeting going on downstairs?
Yeah, there was.
Good, they can secure the building.